Hi, welcome to this video. I always start every video like this. I'm sorry. Today, I want to dedicate a few minutes talking about the NI archetype. So I did a whole video, like the complete behavioral profile of NI last week, and now I want to concentrate more again on this archetypal lens. What is the role in society of NI individuals? Why does NI as a psychological type, as a function, exist? And there are two main things to NI and why it exists, and I would say one is meaning, the other is time. And those two words, meaning and time, are really crucial to NI and differentiates NI from other perceiving functions. I think that to place NI first and foremost, you have to understand that NI is against SI. NI is against the simplicity of SI, the anchored perception of SI in the present moment, in the enjoyment of the now. To NI, that's the antithesis of what it wants. NI seeks more to detach from daily life. It seeks to detach from the now. It seeks to not be anchored into the body and the physical sensations. And so already here you can sort of feel the vibe of NI and what it is against. It's complemented by SE. SE is action that will have an impact on the world. It's not just enjoying the present moment, it will impact it and so move things about in the world. And so already NI here being complementary to SE, there's this I'll move what's already there. I'm not just accepting what's already there and exploring any possibilities. I want to move what's there and what's present, right? And then NI and NE, well, NI can do any. You know, when you have NI, you can do any. It's just not something important to you. All the possibilities, that's great, but Introverted Intuition wants to know what is meaningful by looking at timelines. So again, I come back to the two words, meaning and time. So NI teaches us the importance of finding the reasons why, the meaning behind events, the meaning behind the things we do, the things society does, the things that happen in our lives. It seeks to detach from what we know, like this is this color and I did that and this person said this, and you know, the more sensory report. It seeks to detach from that and go to a source, something that is hidden behind, something symbolic, something metaphorical. Often NI is really good at explaining things by some sort of story or myth, right? Using archetypes to illuminate why a certain event happened, right? History is very NI. Some people think it's SI. It can be if you study it like by heart, but it's NI in the discovery of what happened in the past to better understand what happens now and to better understand what will happen in the future. That's very NI. NI seeks to understand in decades from now, centuries from now, millennia from now, what will actually matter, what will still hold, what event will have an effect by then, right? And so it has to detach from SE. It has to detach from SE and not embark on the SE part of its psyche, because SE is just concerned with what I can do now for something. It's concerned with how can I move this about right now. And so it's very contradictory to NI that has to detach from the now, and so will not take that much action, will not be quick on its feet, will not like immediately act upon something, will not be impulsive, because it seeks to see where will this lead? What am I seeing here? And then often the way the answer will pop up is with some sort of like a story or a symbol or it's difficult to put into words, I guess, but right, what are images, inner images, right? It could be, for example, like you see the person in front of you and then you see an image of them in a certain state. Maybe that's more NIFE, but you see an image of them in a certain state, and so you know that if they go on with this action, that's where they will lead and that's what will happen. It could be anything else really, but often there is like For NI, it will be hard to put into words what they see, yet they will see something that ends up being the end result of the now. NI also allows us to, that's my cat again, always, always, always. Well, sorry if you hear her a bit, she'll have to wait. But yes, NI is doing that. NI is saying, okay, this event, it happened because of this. Like, for example, NIFE could be, okay, so you're having all these difficulties right now in your life. It is because of this trauma. It is because in childhood this happens and blah, blah, blah. If you don't heal, this is where you're going to lead at the end of your life. You'll never heal this. You never blah, blah, blah. It sort of tries to put into words something that is in the now, in a way. But NI, when used in a primary form, can be very, very detached from the now, detached from anything concrete, very like imaginative, archetypal, symbolic, too detached from the now. Right, obviously it has a shadow, but that's what NI tells us to do. It's like separate from the day-to-day, stop being so anchored in what's sensory and what's fun and what's like, look at the meaning behind things and the timeline of things. What you're doing today, where will it lead you? And not just you, but everyone else. The choices you're making today will have an impact in decades, in centuries probably. So where do you want to align what's around you? Where do you see yourself going? And I forgoes the pleasant effect of sensory, forgoes the present actions and the things you can have or move in an effort to, and that's why I see NI as like the wisdom seeker. I understand that wisdom can come from any function or psychological type. It'll be different types of wisdom, right? SI, for example, can say, hey, just enjoy life. It's short. Be in the now. Enjoy your body and what it can do for you, etc. And that's still wisdom. But with NI, I would see it more as the true wisdom, where it's like you're detaching from even yourself or the context of the now, and you're really looking this bird's eye view, like really far, your perspective. You're trying to be so detached from, you're not even you or a group. You're trying to almost see like planet Earth. You're trying to almost see like time, universe, the galaxy. Where do we come from? Where are we going? What truly matters? What is significant? What should I spend my time on? Because it will reap benefits further in the future. What's useless, right? What is significant? What are those things that I could react to, that I could be worried about? And it's just unimportant in the grand scheme of things. This is what NI allows us to do. And again, it's not the answer to everything, right? When you're always in your head, planning, thinking of the future, where will this lead, and wondering about, is this significant or insignificant, life can truly pass you by, right? So again, as a complete individuated person, a real true self, we're supposed to bring pretty much everything that's in our unconscious somewhat conscious and available to us. We're supposed to be able to do all of the functions, right? And be all of the types at different moments and gain the wisdom of each. Sorry about my cat. And so I'll end here because she needs a bit of attention. But that is what the meaning of NI is. It's not better than anything. I know it's a very popular function and everyone wants it because it's cool and because Jung said it was rare. Stop it. Every function is unique. Every function is amazing. But yes, there is something rare and weird about NI. It's not often. Imagine if everyone was an NI individual. We would not go far. Pretty much nothing would exist sensorily. Do you know what I mean? Like, we need action. We need SE action in the now, having an impact on our world, thinking quickly on our feet, acting now, because, you know, it's a life or death situation. We need some SI. We need enjoyment. Why are we here to not have a body and be disembodied and just think of the future all the time, you know? So NI is one of many different ways we can look at life. And it will teach us this detachment in the hopes of probably gaining a bit more peace, right? A bit more peace, not reacting so much to every little event. I often think of don't sweat the small stuff. That would be a nice little NI wisdom. And just in general, yes, reflect on the fact that the actions you take today, they may be pleasant, they may be fun, they may be enjoyable, They may be easier. But ultimately, are those actions going to lead you where you want to be? That's the key question. And if they don't, change your actions. All right, so there you go. That was the wisdom of NI, the archetype of NI, and what role it plays in our lives. If you have any comments, your own experience of NI, or anything else you'd like to add, I'd love to know. You can comment. All right, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.